Welcome back again to the program. I get more and more people asking me about scoring plays. You're the expert on that. Today we talk about wild pitch, pass ball. Sometimes it gets under the dander of a lot of people when that call goes one way or another. But you know for a fact that you've got certain parameters that you rule on when a ball gets by the catcher and it goes for either a pass ball or wild pitch. I always heard back in the day something called the circle of friendship. Could you describe that, and is that still relevant today?
Well, Chris, yes. We've kind of changed our thinking in the last couple of years, but and maybe there's no real right or wrong way, but going back 5-6 years ago, we had what we call, like you said, the 53-inch circle of friendship in determining whether a pitch is a wild pitch or a pass ball. And what that generally is you have 17 inches of the plate. And if you go to the catcher's glove side, 23 inches, add the 17 inches of the plate, and then go over to the backhand, 13 inches, that adds up to 53 inches. And, if the pitcher throws that ball within that 53-inch circle of friendship, it would go 24 inches high, then we expect the catcher to catch the ball. And if he doesn't, and it gets by him, we're going to call it a pass ball. If he throws it outside that 53 inches, then we're going to go wild pitch. A ball that hits in the dirt in front of the catcher is always a wild pitch. It's too low. The rule says that, a pitch that's too high, too wide, too low is a wild pitch. In recent years, though, we've changed that thinking, and now we're going to basically 24 inches from the sternum. So wherever the catcher sets up, he goes 24 inches either way, 24 inches high, and a ball in the dirt. And if that ball is thrown within that 24 inches of the catcher's sternum, then we expect the catcher to catch the ball. And if he doesn't, it's going to be a pass ball. So those are kind of our guidelines. And what's happening now in a couple plays last year where the pitcher crosses up the catcher, and the catcher might be expecting a fastball, and the pitcher throws a breaking pitch, but it comes within that 24 inches either way, in that 48 inches basically. We expect the catcher to catch that ball because we can't really determine who crossed up who, whether the pitcher crossed up the catcher or the catcher just forgot what he put down. So if that ball gets thrown within that circle, it's going to be a pass ball if the catcher doesn't catch it.
Interesting stuff right there, Ron. You always know that it is a cross-up because immediately the catcher runs out to the mound. Although nowadays, because the catcher, when he does run out to the mound, it counts as an official trip against the ball club. So maybe there's cross-up information that they talk about in the dugout. Right. Great stuff right there. Scoring expertise is what Ron Roth does, and he's been doing it for a long, long time with the Cincinnati Reds. Ron, anything else to add to that pass ball wild pitch scheme?
No, just one thing to add on to what you said. A lot of times you can when they're crossed up by the catcher's reaction by just receiving the ball. He's catching the ball here, and the ball all of a sudden comes down there. So, but again, we're just looking for where that ball is delivered over the plate.
When you think about it, and the cheating scandal that has gone on, the more complicated sets of signs, the intrusiveness of television and video, the teams are going to more and more complicated signs all the time. So I would imagine that it's more and more common to see cross-ups, and it would make your job with runners on base, pass ball, wild pitch even harder because, whether it's a pass ball or wild pitch can affect an earned run.
Correct. Exactly. The wild pitches are the responsibility of the pitcher, and the pass balls are the responsibility of the catcher. So, it does, to your point, affect the pitcher's earned run average if depending on how we call it.
Yeah. Well, great stuff right there, Ron. Thanks again for joining us on Ask the Rules Guy, your segment. We got to just name it after you, Ron Roth, Ask the Official Score. You do a great job, and you do a great job in the booth as well. Continued success to you and continued health. Ron Roth.
Thank you, Chris.